Siem Reap is in northwest Cambodia and is the gateway to the Angkor region. Siem Reap was colonised originally with Chinese-style architecture in its old French Quarter and around the Old Market. In the city there are traditional Apsara dance performances, craft shops, silk farms and of course the rice paddy countrysides. Siem Reap has become a popular tourist destination, obviously because of Angkor and the temples of Angkor Wat and Angkor Thom. We're going to see the old market area where there's some more expensive hotels, as well as check out some of the nightlife clubs and the famous pub street in the middle of the city. The story of Brian the drunken Irishman. An Irishman who's drunk, there's a shock. You saw Brian earlier when we were at the temples of Angkor Wat. We went out that night to Pub Street, aptly named, which has a whole series of hotels, pubs and clubs there in the city of Siem Reap. Well, after having way too much alcohol, as we headed back to our hotel/hostel, he decided he was going to take control of the tuk-tuk, the result of which was that he crashed it into someone's house, taking out all the pots and plants. This is what happens when you travel. Don't go home with drunken Irish people, okay? Okay, time to restore a bit of culture to the show before we head back out to Pub Street. I went to see an Apsara dance show. Now, Apsara is a word translated from a combination of Hindu and Buddhist words meaning nymph. The idea is that Apsaras were beautiful supernatural beings, youthful and elegant and superb in the art of dancing. There are two types of Apsaras, Laukika, worldly Apsaras, of which 34 exist, and Daivika, divine ones, of which there are 10. Anyway, check out the show for yourself. Another great night activity to do in Siem Reap is go to the night markets. There you can pick up some really cool artefacts, have some food if you need to sober up, and then get back out and get some more knickknacks and trinkets. There's so much on offer and it's a great place to walk around at night in the cool air. Okay, so the next day I headed out into the city proper to check out Siem Reap by day. Okay, so here we are on the main bridge here in Siem Reap. Siem Reap's a much quieter town, but because it's the #1 tourist place in all of Cambodia, there are more tacky tourist resorts and foreign areas than anywhere else in Cambodia. But here in the centre of the actual city itself, it's a beautiful river, very quiet, very picturesque. So let's check out the township of Siem Reap.
chân ta hà na pi xây hôm pruy với bay mốc rinh mốc mình khan còn yan chạm tơ tuol bo.
These are actually little temples that people make that they put offerings. It could be, I don't know, a scotch, it could be flowers, it could be money. Let's go and check out some of these particular little small tiny temples and see what they look like. They're very, intricate in their design. Let's have a look, shall we? of the things you'll find this country has an obsession with is pyjamas. Everywhere you go, you'll see women, children, adults, middle of the day, wearing pyjamas. So here we are in the Saturday markets here in Siem Reap. Let's check out some of the local stalls and the kind of things that are being sold in the markets of Siem Reap. Let's get out there and have a look, shall we? It's pretty interesting stuff. It's somewhat crazy and a feast for the senses, all the food, noise and smell. Let's check out some more, shall we? Well, markets in Siem Reap are crazy just like everywhere else. Here we've got fruit, vegetables, chicken, live fish, you name it. Let's check out some more of the stalls, shall we? So after a look through the markets, it was time to stop for something to eat. As always, the food there is absolutely fantastic. It was only then that I got to reflect on the fact that it was time to head out of the country. So after the break, come and join me when we jump on a bus and head for the border, making our way for Thailand. But before we do that, what the hell is with all these wires and cables they have? If someone doesn't get fried in this country, I'll give it away. Anyway, I'll see you after the break as we head to Thailand and Bangkok.